evading detection, terrifying hunters, and surprise uncertainty. This is Gluttony and Earth. Hello and welcome to the IDL. My name is Nick, and this is Gluttony and Earth. And joining me today, he's your only friend. It's Kyle.
Bold of you to assume I'm a friend.
This is deja vu. And he's not your only friend. It's Adam.
I tried to think of an OnlyFans joke really quickly, but I couldn't. I wasn't quick enough.
It's not your OnlyFans, it's Adam. And he's a little glowing friend. It's BakaZombie.
You know, bioluminescent, baby.
Yeah. Nature's little quirkiness.
Oh.
So, I think something we can start out with real easy to work our way back into this. Did Kyle get a haircut?
No.
No, we got them all cut. Got them.
Oh,
Bad.
Probably not all of them, though. Oh, I guess I don't know that. Oh, your beard just looked more sculpted today. I guess.
Does it?
Yeah, I thought so.
It's because you're wearing a black shirt, so you can't tell.
Oh.
Well, that shouldn't matter, because most of the time, by the time we're finished recording, his room's pitch black, so it's just his head anyway.
He's already a floating head because he's wearing a black shirt in front of a black bed.
I think some more surprises we could be talking about. I want to know, what's something that surprised you about your character so far?
He's not dead.
That's fair. I have a lot of characters, so I'm never surprised by mine. Because they don't have a lot of time to live and breathe.
I guess I wasn't expecting Darius to be as angry as I've played him. He's got a real temper to him and just takes no bullshit. And I didn't expect that going into it. But it's
well, I was gonna say we had like a mid-campaign surprise where we discovered that his real flaw was getting real angry about people not giving him information he wants.
Yeah,
and that kind of plays into it a bit with the angry.
Yeah, it's just I don't know where it came from in game, but he just has such a low or such a short fuse.
Yeah, just a low tolerance for everything in life.
Really, truly, yes.
I can see why he works so well at Graftos, because Grafto also doesn't want to deal with nonsense. It's just all about get the job done.
Yeah, him and Grafto's like, I need this many swords. Darius is like, great, I will give you that many swords. Perfect.
And then they
we
both
don't need to talk
off
anymore.
to their own corners.
I didn't expect Thellum to adopt kid.
I didn't expect him to be a father so early.
He's a child himself. Everything else I expected.
Yeah.
I don't know that I necessarily have anything that stands out yet.
Yeah.
Because she is still the doesn't really want to talk to people for extended periods of time kind of person.
She's still very in her own world, as it were.
Mm-hmm.
With that, she has what she's trying to do, just awkward. She's still hanging on to this massive amount of guilt and depression.
I do like that she goes into conversations wanting to get something out of it and instantly just okay, I'm done with it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Any kind of resistance.
It's weird that she has no time for this when she has so much time. You'd think that she'd have a different approach to that. Like I said, I don't have much to be surprised about. I do let you guys make all of the mission decisions mostly. So no, I think that's a good warm up. We got a lot to recap, and the reason we have a lot to recap is because we built a mission last time, and I need to just a little. We haven't recorded for 2 weeks, so I need to spend all the time I can making sure we're all up to speed on this. So last time, deep within a dark and terrible world, we saw a snippet of Darius's journey with Gargak and Deborah, in which they were trying to hide in the swamps from a hunting pack of Sheerton. Fortunately, a bubble snapped near them, and the Sheerton looked in their direction to see what they might find. But with the quick thinking of Darius, he used Shatter to get them to huff off into a completely other direction, keeping them safe for the time being. But back in New Veneer, Endien starts to ask Ildatha about what he knows, because she needs to find her way to likely Dark World out of the few options. Because Darius is likely there was 4 signatures of him, possibly in Indigo. There was 1 in Fracterra and 1 in Dark World, and they think Dark World might be the likely choice. So Endien needed to ask Ildatha about what he can help her with in figuring this out, because she needs resources. After a little bit of pressing, Ildatha finally spills that he may know someone who can help. Endien lets Thellum know about this and interrupts Thellum's bonding time as he was teaching his new adoptive kids how to garden and farm. And Endien decided that she would go and give Rook a call to see if he could babysit the kids while they're gone. He agrees for a favor later down the line. At some point, Thellum goes to the marketplace to see if anyone there might know anything about this auction hall, so could get more information. He doesn't really get a whole lot of much. He said maybe that, like, they hear that the only way you can get to this place is by worshiping some ancient, secretive, evil god that watches the auction house with an ever-watching eye. After getting nothing, he decides maybe Pazuzu could help. He goes into the ring, brings the horn that the kids had stolen for him. Pazuzu inspects the horn, cleans it up a little, gives it a little blow, and smoke pours out into this smoke show as Pazuzu, as promised, tells Thellum a little bit more about himself, in which Pazuzu tells Thellum that certain genies, noble genies, have this potential in them. And this is mostly a myth that's kind of lost amongst people, but there's this myth that noble genies, when they absorb other powerful entities of the elements to complete all 4 elements, that they might ascend to this form known as an avatar. And he reveals that the objects that he had given to him by Thellum all help him become it. A little confused by that, because he's air, he's been given this cold dragon egg and this hot nightmare, soul of a nightmare. Pazuzu also reveals that the reason he's been there the whole time is because at some point Thellum promised that when he died, Pazuzu could have his body, which would complete all 4 elements for him. But Pazuzu affirmed to him, live your life, live a nice, long, comfortable life. I'm not here to just take your life and go after power. I'm a patient man. Go forth, young Thellum. And with that, they load up the kids with Rook, and they hire back Trundle to give them a ride back to the Court of 4 Seasons, where Ildatha's contact is. It takes 10 days, but they finally arrive to the forest. They trudge through with Ildatha in the lead until they come to this small, quaint, unobtrusive little shack near an opening in the canopies. And Ildatha introduces them to a Eladrin known as Nathaniel. And in that time, Nathaniel had Endien make her case as to why Nathaniel should help, and eventually let them inside, where they went deep into the basement, into their burrow, to help explain what the mission was. I will recap what the mission is shortly, but before I do, we hear the sounds of crickets chirping. It's darkness everywhere. You just see slight ripples of water in the swamps. You see brush slightly blowing in the wind, but you hear a lot of chirping. Gargak stops.
I feel like we've had this pattern often enough that I stop immediately as he does as well.
Yeah. He turns back to you and Deborah. This isn't good. Did you hear that?
I hear the crickets.
This is bad. I didn't expect him to get so. They've got louder. That's not good.
Are we expecting more of the Sheeran to show up?
No, it's the Devourers. Meat-eating plants. That's what's making these sounds. It must be a big one.
I'm assuming this is another move away type situation.
That's the problem. We might be too deep in them. Oh, this is bad. It's a smart one. And the cricket sounds stop.
I mean, I now have my head on the swivel for any
Yeah.
hostile-looking plant life.
Yeah. He's also kind of... I think we might need to just run. As fast as you possibly can.
All right, okay.
Just remember, if we break apart at any point, and he like points back up to compass, that's where you need to go.
Best of luck.
You guys book it. You guys start running. The splooshing of water as vines rapidly like shoot out of the water as they try to grab each of you. I need a dexterity saving throw as you are the initial like trap is set off. You're looking to beat a 13.
I got a 15 on the die with +2 is a 17.
Nice. Are you carrying Deborah? Have you been just carrying Deborah? Okay.
I figure at this point,
or like
since
on
we've
her
been traveling, like some sort of like a, she's probably piggyback, but like a small child, baby Bjorn type of a thing.
Yeah, like you're
some
able to
sort
fasten.
of a harness.
Yeah. You start running. The initial traps, you're able to duck and dodge out of the way. Are you using your stealth armor, or are you in armor at all?
Yeah, I've had my entire time my stealth armor, so I'm a little bit faster. I got 35 feet, if that's...
Yeah, so that's helping you just like slip through and just jump over things as they start like getting in your way. And so now what I need is an athletics check to continue running through what is now more risen out, like massive vines with like these weird flowers at the tips. You're trying to beat it on a 13.
Not going to make that with a 3 on the die. I can only get that up to a 7. I can't get it up to a 13 with any of my stuff.
So as you're going through, you're trying to break through and get past, but then too many of them are like latching onto you at once. And they're starting to go, and Deborah is starting to like have like a panic attack behind you. As all these things are like grabbing a hold of you and like keeping you from moving forward.
I mean, I don't know if I can do anything. Whenever I have the opportunity, I would, since they seem to be attached to me, I'm gonna blast off a thunder wave just to like remove as many of the vines from me as possible.
Yeah. So you cause this thunder wave to go out, and actually, when you do, not only do the vines from you immediately let go and like wither back, maybe like every like 6 inches a new vine is up, and this is all around you, and they all immediately scatter back down into the water, leaving you an opening to run through. And as you see, Gargak is a little bit ahead of you, and he's yelling back, "Darius, hurry!" He's got his like hands on his ears.
Yeah. Just like pulling myself out of the muck and the mud, just like, I'm fucking trying.
And for there, we are going to, as you guys are running in through this water, getting past, we will cut back to a little bit of a more peaceful night. What does Nathaniel's typical day look like? What was Nathaniel doing leading up to the events of their new guests?
I feel like Ildatha probably, since Nathaniel was at home, basically caught them on a rest day, because I feel like on other days they would be like doing not patrols, but like going through the area that they control, quote unquote, in the forest, just make it like anything that needs to be taken care of, any issues, anything like that. So Eldatha probably knows Nathaniel's schedule well enough that they would be home on this day. So probably like minor repairs on equipment, getting like pulling together supplies that they would use as they're going out and about on these small ranging trips.
Okay, yeah. So you got all this, and then slowly at the evening you get that knock. You lead everyone down. How is your home like? Is it like very messy? Is it very sparse? Like, what kind of stuff would their place be like?
Probably pretty sparse. Again, they have like that small upper level that's pretty is really just an entrance down into the actual burrow that they've made for themselves. Furniture is probably like a couple of logs that are just used as chairs, and then like a larger one as a table. Their bed is probably honestly just like a collection of furs and such, like not a true bedroll or bed frame or anything like that. And then
you really only need to trance, so it's not always necessary to need a comfortable bed to sleep in.
Yeah. And pretty sparse, like not a whole lot of worldly possessions, seems like, and the others would notice as they would come in. Anything of value they carry on them, like they have a shield probably near the entrance, a cloak that they're wearing, and then a nice set of boots. That's the three nicest things that they own. That
night, down to the log table and log chairs, discussing what the needs are. So last time we built the mission, and to summarize again what your mission is, Nathaniel would let you know that the people that likely would know how to get to Dark World is a group of goat-like centaurs that live in the north. They are referred to as the Pen of Light. They live not far up in the nation of Zerodon, but in that bordering mountains between the court and Zerodon. So you know that they have the means to do so, to help you get to Dark World, likely. You probably have not talked to them you've probably had, obviously, I mean, you specifically might not have had it, but you know that your groups do not get along. You know, you're aware of each other, you do not get along, you do not talk to each other, so you have not made any kind of connections with them, likely in a very, very long time. And that is because Nathaniel knows that when the pursuers of Synthoth first arrived in Fracterra, they tricked the Pen of Light into giving up a very important artifact to them. And that caused a massive, immediate rift between the two groups. So you know that you can approach them, but they will very likely not like any of you, particularly. You also know that Nathaniel would have explained that the Pen of Light, they had a very, very similar relationship to the world that the Pursuers of Synthoth do. While they might have their primary goal, like the Pursuers of Synthoth are a group of druids that track Synthoth, the larger moon, in the in the how it moves through the sky, and that primarily is because the green only has one moon, so it's a very, very big departure from them. So when they came over, that was something that helps them try to map that and where their goal may be with that. So, but they also have another relationship to Fracterra beyond that. Same with the Pen of Light. And I don't know, is that something Nathaniel would share with them? Because I'm just saying this because you know that the Pen of Light likely would not like you guys unless you could give them back their artifact. But you also know that the Pursuers of Synthoth hate Endien.
I don't think I would explain that initially,
Okay.
mostly because I think I would try to have a private conversation with Ildatha to see like what does Endien know? Like like Nathaniel knows that Endien knows that she got a unicorn killed, or like a unicorn was killed under her watch.
Yeah.
But Nathaniel doesn't know if Endien knows the significance of that.
Yes. Okay. So we'll role play that shortly. Nathaniel also would know that there has been a issue in the northern mountains as well, where a pilgrimage of some like a religion that has popped up known as the New Green, and that they have camps up north, and that they worship a being known as Shuruma, who is said to also be up there as well. That's like just a watchful thing of like keeping, because obviously you're in this forest, you need to know like what's in the area around the forest as well. So it's something that's just information that you have gleaned popping up. I guess Nathaniel would know that the New Green faith is basically converging on a point where the unicorn's remains are. I mean, it really does become an opening of like, do you just try to go to the centaurs anyway to see if they'll do it? Do you preemptively go to the pursuers to get that artifact? You have to watch out for this other stuff that's going on while you're trying to get yourself to Dark World. I guess as the night goes and Nathaniel's asked to speak with Ildatha, they might go to a more private area. Yes, Nathaniel?
Yes. How, before we get the Pen of Light, they are protectors of another Queen's Beast.
Yes, they watch over, yes.
Yes.
Oh, say much, yeah, I mean, as far as I know, yes, from my time speaking with the pursuers.
Yes, that, it brings in, obviously with the people we are going to be traveling with, brings in some concerns. Is the princess aware of the extent of her mistake?
I don't believe she is. I've not spoken with her of it because I know I'm not supposed to really be speaking to any of the pursuers, and I knew that she as well is not supposed to be interacting with them. So I personally have not, but she has asked many questions, and I unfortunately, disgraced to my honor, I could not answer them for her without also breaking other rules.
Well, Nathaniel just kind of rubs their face a bit. I mean, I'm not officially a pursuer anymore. Okay, that is good to know. Thank you, Ildatha. And yeah, head back in. Princess Endien.
Yes.
Ildatha said that you have been inquiring about Queen's Beasts.
I have, yes. I come across a group that seems to be hunting them, and I'm trying to find a way to stop that. But I don't know much about the Queen's Beasts.
What do you know about them?
I know that they were used as a connection to Prisma by the Queen, and she gifted each of them something to protect, but not much else outside of that.
All right. So that you are aware of what we are going to be going into. The Pen of Light are protectors of another beast, which, while we have no business with the beast, will complicate anything that we wish to do with them because of what has happened previously. I This is already going to be quite the delicate situation for multiple reasons, and I did not want that to blindside you when we will have to eventually approach them. There is also the matter of the hostile relationship between the pen and the pursuers, my previous circle, which also will not garner any goodwill towards us.
Is this a situation where I should not be myself when we meet with these people?
I mean, it would be best. They would not take kindly at all to the Princess Endien waltzing into their camp in any fashion. If you believe you can maintain that falsehood the entire time, it, I think, would only be worse if it then came out later that you had infiltrated their camp under false pretenses, but I don't know which would be better.
Would we be able to get what we needed if I wasn't myself?
What we need is knowledge from the pen, at least. So it will take some communication with them, as opposed to getting in and taking an item, which could be a quicker mission, but
I suppose my question is would either the pen be willing to give up information, or your previous circle be willing to give what we need if it wasn't somebody that held a position, but just a random Eladrin that came in asking for help getting to the Dark World?
that is the... You not being you makes the situation easier, much easier. Then we only have to deal with one set of harsh feelings.
I'm able to disguise myself if we feel that's the best path forward. But I leave this decision to you, for you know the intensities of what we're getting into better than I.
It may be best. I don't know if the pen would see us at all if you came as you are. I don't know with both the princess and myself, even as a previous member of the pursuers. I don't know if they would speak to us at all. I may be able to speak with them since I am no longer affiliated with my circle anymore. That may give us some leniency.
That is what I wish we shall do.
So you're just heading up to the pen?
Yeah, I think so. Because if it's... I mean, Nathaniel doesn't want to start with trying to get the artifact back from the pursuers, because that's a pretty hard ask and a pretty big betrayal, even for a circle that he's not associated with anymore.
Yeah. So Nathaniel knows that it'll be about 8 days' journey to get up to the pen. So it's going to be a long journey.
Ildatha, were you planning on traveling with us, or do you have other matters to attend to?
I'm not supposed to be in the court of the Four Seasons right now. I'm supposed to be on vacation, so.
And you not come back from vacation early?
And this isn't
I've not been ordered to return from leave yet, no.
Were you specifically told not to remain in the court?
Yes, I was told to go out on a leave.
Interesting set of circumstances there.
Who ordered you to do that?
My eldest brother.
Does Endien know if she technically supersedes his eldest brother within line of power? It's weird because it's two different families, obviously. But
Yeah, that's the thing. It's very complicated because they still hold like high positions, but I think if it was between you and the brother, likely the brother. If it's between the king and his brother, likely the king.
Okay.
Because he does work directly under the king, and the king approved it, so that would be between. Otherwise, the king would have been like, "What do you mean you're going?"
Well, if you must, then I wish you the best.
Are you not leaving the court of the Four Seasons?
I don't know.
Oh, you're going north, so you're like going into like some border mountains that are like
Okay,
not...
yeah, I wasn't
Yeah.
sure if the pen was still within the court or not.
No.
Oh, yeah, I mean, we'll only be traveling to the court for insert appropriate time
Yes.
here, and then we will be outside of the court again.
All right. Then I think I shall also fly north.
Very good.
And as they travel, Endien's going to be like full cloak up. So if they come across anybody that she has to disguise herself for, then she has time to do so before they see who she actually is.
Actually, so you guys are heading up north. Nathaniel knows that it's going to be cold. I know Thellum doesn't mind. I don't know what Nathaniel and Endien have for cold weather.
I'm assuming the Court of the Four Seasons gets cold eventually, like they have.
Yeah. You go through winter months up here as well. I just didn't know
yeah.
if you had stuff on you guys, because I know.
I don't.
Yeah, Endien is the one I was most thought about.
Yeah, I mean, I don't specifically, but I would assume Nathaniel would have winter appropriate gear, just because this is a very bare bones character sheet, everyone.
Yeah.
Um,
No, I think that's
Weather
fine.
clothing.
otherwise, I would
That's
also,
right.
I have desert clothing.
otherwise, because I mean, it's well taken care of. I would essentially scavenge from the furs and such that I use for my meditation to at least like get cloak-like stuff for Endien, so that she isn't as exposed. It's not true winter clothing, but or any other. I probably don't have a spare set of clothes, but
Or it's
spare
not like
set of
she's
winter-
running around in shorts and stuff. It's like
Yeah.
full pant and full arm. It would just need to be insulation that she needs. So
Yeah.
furs would be the majority of what she need.
So yeah, I would scavenge from there, just furs for makeshift cloaks and things to tie around for extra insulation.
So then, as you guys are going through, you make your way. You're cloaked up.
Looked up.
Can I get 5 D100s? So 5 percentiles as you guys are heading northbound.
Northbound and down, load it up and truck it. Who wants to roll the first D100?
I got a 41.
I'll roll the second. I got a 50. Kyle, roll the third.
I was looking for my D10.
Don't tell me what you were doing and just do it.
That's a 90. Okay. 100.
Oh, okay.
Hmm.
Those 3 of them, right?
Yes.
That's three, yeah.
2 more.
I got a 77 on the next one.
Okay.
Al, do you want to do the last one or should I? Did you roll really high again?
Or really low. I feel like low is bad because we've been fine on high rolls.
Well, he just hasn't said what they are yet.
Got 100.
Oh, again.
You guys waited.
Yeah, so between Nathaniel, Endien, and Ildatha leading this party, you're able to navigate real smooth. No real issues go through as you're getting out of the court and into the season. As you notice, or throughout this travel, the Fomorian moon has approached full moon overhead, and as you travel into the mountains, Synthoth is going to be full as well very shortly as they trade places. It also, Nathaniel would probably know this very well. As you're approaching the mountains, you are also getting into the autumn equinox. Endien's birthday has basically passed halfway through this journey.
Oh,
Oh.
I'm old now.
Yeah.
I'm... How old
Your
is
leaves are
Endien?
falling.
I'm 77 now.
I like how I said that as if that's how trees age. As their leaves fall. That's not at all how they age. Okay, yeah, you guys get through this smooth sailing, no real issue. You know that the problems you were going to face were not wolf attacks, were not bears attacking. You know the trouble you would have found was if a wandering druid would have seen you, or if any scout party of the royal family would have seen you, because that would have probably sent ripples. But you are
kill them all.
sure that like the painting, you're sure that no one has seen you or spotted you as you've made your way through, and you start into the mountains proper.
Essentially the night before we leave the court proper, I would ask Endien, what name are you going to be going by?
God, it keeps changing my head. I've had one for a little bit, and it constantly, I forget how I pronounce it.
Needy?
Yeah, needy.
The opposite of Endien.
Melodia. Now I gotta write it down so I don't fucking forget.
You're just gonna say Endien by accident.
Shit.
And I would look at, as part of that conversation too, I would look at both Thellum and Melodia and say, how much of your mission are you willing to reveal to the pen?
I lean into Melodia.
Our mission is to just... What was our mission again?
Save Darius.
Oh, okay. I was just making sure.
I mean,
I don't think it would be
yeah, just
bad.
that our friend is trapped in, what is it called? Dark World. I was thinking the Faerun version. Yeah, telling them that we're trying to retrieve our friend who was sent to the Dark World. I don't think has any
repercussions.
All right, I am just checking before we go in. We're already going to be misleading them slightly, so
yes.
I wanted to make sure we're on the same page before entering, because it is going to be tense.
Also, Thellum, outside of just my name changing, I'm also not going to look the same, just so you're aware of that.
What are you gonna look like?
I'll still be Eladrin, just different colors.
What if a fight breaks out? I don't know how you look like. I might punch you.
You'll see me as we're walking in. I'll be wearing the same clothes as well.
Oh, okay.
Also,
I think
I'm going to shoot you with an arrow.
After that exchange, Nathaniel just kind of shares a look with Ildatha, like, this?
Yes, it's very strange out beyond the forests. I spent a lot of time in the cities recently to see what could cause people to be so different. Alas, I've yet to figure it out.
Telling you so it doesn't surprise you, Thellum. You'll see me differently before. Hopefully, a fight doesn't start. But if it does, you would have seen me. What?
I've seen you in a ball gown.
Yes, but when I change, you will see me after that. I just don't want you to act surprised when you see somebody else, because that will give it away.
Thellum, did you know I was the owl that was flying with you in the forest?
There was an owl?
Thellum, what's your passive perception?
It's 12.
Average.
Very interesting.
I want to say, Thellum's been distracted looking at the fauna. Flowers.
Oh, the flowers.
He wants
The
to
flora.
see if
The fauna is
he
the
can-
animals.
Yeah.
That yes. But he wants to see if he could try, if it doesn't seem dangerous, the flower itself. If he wants to get some seed.
Get some what?
Seed.
Seeds?
See if it'll grow outside.
Oh yeah. I think
outside
that's
of
easy.
its local area.
This whole forest area leading up into towards the mountain and up into the mountain, it's very well preserved nature. It's not very tread on, and there's a lot of variety in stuff that's grown. So yeah, you're able to get quite a bit of collect a lot of different, I guess, a variety of seeds and stuff like that, of the different stuff, different flowers, both exotic and maybe tame.
Yeah, if Darius would notice this kind of slight
Darius.
fascination, or not Darius. Sorry, I'm not Darius.
Oh my god!
Mission over. Let's do a new mission.
If Nathaniel would notice this slight fascination, they would use druid craft at night at the camp to help essentially bring flowers to their seeding stage if they're not already there, to help Thellum collect seeds, because that's fun.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So You guys start heading up into the mountains. It's getting colder. Endien's having to everyone's gonna have to start layering on. You still probably have about 3 days between Nathaniel and Ildatha scouting as birds. You're probably able to use that kind of as you wouldn't. You can't.
I can't be a bird because I'm not a high enough druid.
Oh my gosh!
Freaking
This fucking
mixed
land
class
walker.
idiot.
Look at this dude. He's got 2 to 4 arms. What the hell?
Multi-class fool. Who
Sniff the
multi-class?
ground more. Why don't you?
Couldn't be Endien. Endien had a 1-level fighter.
We need so many more levels for me to fly. I think it's level 7 to be able to fly.
So
That's
Ildatha,
druid, right?
Ildatha as an owl would scout as necessary to look out for signs of the druidic camp, just to help you guys find your way. But I said 3 days to go through there. I would like... Who is leading the pack?
Thellum.
It'd probably be Nathaniel.
Yeah, I kind of assumed I was taking points since I'm at least
Okay.
roughly familiar with where we're going, at least like how to get into their lands.
Bro, let Thellum shine. He knows.
He wouldn't shine is the problem.
All right.
Let him cook.
I would like a survival check by Nathaniel, and you're not looking to necessarily beat a DC, but for every 5 you get above 10 is going to help a different roll.
Would it be at advantage because Ildatha is also helping him?
Yeah, we'll do that.
The first one was the best. I got a 17.
Okay. So next I want a percentile, and you can plus 20 to that.
I believe it would be Endien who hasn't rolled. The rest of us have already rolled 2. So
I'll do
Anka,
it.
you can roll.
Hey, you shouldn't have had me roll.
Add 20 to it.
I know. 16 plus 20 equals 36.
Okay. Better than a 16. Obviously, we want high.
All right. Ildatha swiftly swoops back down to the crew. We've been spotted.
By what?
A Manticore.
Oh, well, I'm not going to disguise myself for a Manticore. What the hell?
What's a Manticore?
What's a Manticore with you?
That's not even a joke. You just said a sentence.
Anything
Not
that
even
starts
a
with
pun.
is can immediately be turned into that joke.
What kind of terrain are we in currently?
Mountainous, snowy, I guess we'll say more tundra since this is the first day.
Can I attempt to hide as it's coming on its way?
I'm going.
Yeah, there are trees around, and like snowdrifts and stuff.
Okay, I'm going to attempt to hide then.
I'm gonna cast Pass Without a Trace on everyone. Almost as like once Ildatha says that it's a Manticore, and I'm assuming Nathaniel knows enough that they're badass things. We're trying to avoid detection.
Thellum's shoving seeds into his bag.
So with Pass Without a Trace, I got 37. Because I rolled a natural 20.
So you're hiding behind trees with a 37. Sorry, I realized I didn't have certain tokens. So what was? I know you were trying to hide also, right? Try to avoid detection, Nathaniel.
Yes, and I can both on that same turn, if it's important, I can cast Pass Without a Trace, and because of my cloak, Nature's Mantle, I can hide as a bonus action. So I take kind of my outer cloak and then wrap it, and also try to hide after I cast it.
Okay. And Thellum, you're sticking around that aura? Or are you?
Yeah, see everyone hide. I'm gonna jump into a bush.
I do kind of want to get into a fight, though, because I want to see how Nathaniel does in a fight, but I don't necessarily want to fight a Manticore.
I could probably down it one round. Especially because I'm hiding.
True.
That's 3 shots at advantage with sharpshooter and all my other shit.
Ooh.
Plus, I need the XP. I need to get to my next level. I need to act the surge.
I need to level up too. Not for anything, just for health.
Sounds like we're just killing this Manticore.
You thought we were hiding to escape it. It's hiding for
For an
fucking
ambush.
mark this thing.
Have you met Endien?
No. Nathaniel hasn't. Just knows that she fucked up protecting a unicorn.
Hey, I was not even level 1 at that point, alright?
Not my problem.
It is your problem, because now the unicorn's dead. So how about that?
Well, not my problem you couldn't protect them. It's my
almost
problem that you
died.
didn't.
I almost died trying to protect a unicorn. Troll crushed my rib cage, and my owl saved my life. And now my owl's dead.
Okay.
Everything around me dies.
Can I get initiative from everyone?
Yes. Why did I think I had advantage on initiative? I don't.
I do.
What'd you roll then, smartass?
I only got a 15 because I haven't been rolling the best today.
22.
I still only have a +1 to initiative.
What was Thellum's?
A 22 also.
7.
Dang.
Well,
You have
What
the higher
was-
deck, so you go first.
What was
No.
Nathaniel's?
15.
we long rested since we come here.
You've
Did I talk
had-
to a bird? I think
Yes.
You did.
Yes.
you've spent like
my speak with animals gone.
you spent like a week in
Oh, right.
there, and then you've just traveled for 4 days.
So I can speak with a bird again, dude.
Yes, you can. All right, Endien, you, as I'm going to bring you to this map, you are closer to the bottom left, behind a tree.
Yes, I am. Holy spit.
The Manticore is about 60 feet in the air, and it is flying towards your position. Because while it may not know where you guys are now, this is where it spotted you guys to begin with.
Yeah. What Endien will do, I'm going to cast a spell. Don't worry about it. It's going to be Hail of Thorns. I'll cast Hail of Thorns, and then I'm going to hold my action for if it seems to be if it spots us, like if it's descending upon us because it spots us, I will launch some arrows at that idiot.
Okay. Next would be Thellum. So you see this giant man-faced flying lion with a scorpion tail start just homing in on your place.
We want it dead, right?
If we can avoid it, don't draw attention to us.
Oh. His arms start glowing, then stop glowing. Okay. Darius would have wanted something from.
Darius isn't here.
If that's it, then Nathaniel's turn.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna hold my action. If it gets within like melee of us, I'm going to wild shape, which I would be turning into a bear. But I'm gonna hold that if it gets within melee of us,
Okay.
because that's all I can do. Because I'm not a ranged person.
Then Ildatha's going to follow suit with you all and hold off. The Manticore is... It starts flying towards the area. It's descending a bit, but it does not look like it knows where you are. It actually... Did Thellum and Nathaniel roll stealth at all?
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
18.
18.
I got a 30.
You got a 30.
Dang.
The Manticore starts heading down. Doesn't look like it sees anything at first. And it looks like it's about to turn around when then it looks like, as it's like turning around, it looks like it's about to like flick its tail at somewhere. Endien, if you want to get your shots off that you prepared,
Yeah,
'cause
why
it
not?
does look like it's about to attack.
Yeah. Do I have advantage?
Yes.
I'm going to sharpshooter all of these. The first one, oh, damn it, Endien, you stinky little stinky. It's usually a plus 10 minus 5, so it's plus 5, 16 on the first one.
First one hits.
I'm going to roll that first because it has the Hail of Thorns on it, so it has to make a dexterity saving throw. Oh, but I get to add 10 on top of that, so 18 points of piercing, and then depending on its save, it takes more.
It failed the save.
Okay. It takes 5 points of damage there. From the Hail of Thorns, and then the second shot, ooh, that should hit. 23 to hit on the second one.
That'll hit.
And I'm going to make it my favorite foe. 20 points on that one.
Okay.
The second shot, good thing. Oh, damn it. The last shot, I think, misses, which is my extra damage shot. It kind of sucks. Yeah, I only got like a... Well, hold on. Yeah, 10. So, yeah, that's going to miss terribly.
So you shoot 3 arrows at it. 2 goes in. 1 launches thorns into it. It doesn't really avoid it. It already really moved, but it's like mid-swing, so it's going to do some tail spikes to Nathaniel.
Yeah, I figured.
Because Nathaniel, it got a 22 on its perception.
Ooh, that's pretty good. That's pretty good perception.
Yeah. I rolled a nat 20 for it, so... I was like, Endien, I'm not going to get 30. I couldn't get for Thellum. Ildatha rolled like just above it, so I was like, okay, well, it's the only thing it sees. In the shiftiness of this stuff, it sees like some of the orange of your hair or something. First one's probably going to miss. That's a 10.
Yep.
That's a 10. And that's a nat 20.
Okay, yeah.
If you want to give me a percentile...
Does Nathaniel get off his held action before he gets hit?
Did he have one?
Yeah, he was holding wild shape.
I had one to wild shape if someone came within melee.
Melee range, which he did,
melee,
yeah.
Correct.
That's a 65.
That's a dangerous critical.
Yep, we're losing our fucking guide before we even get there.
Pinned. The attack pins your foot to the ground. Make a DC 14 strength check to free yourself. Take an additional 1d6 damage each failed attempt. So basically it's just going to be regular damage, and then you just have to try to make strength checks to get out of it without... that is 8 piercing damage as one of the spikes nails down as you're crouching down into your leg, into the ground. Okay, that is its turn, so it's back to Endien.
Barrel roll. Oop, that's not the right thing. 10, 15. Just gonna be kind of like over here. And take some more shoots and ladders. I'm gonna sharpshooter this, even though I don't have advantage anymore. Fuck. It's a natural 1 on the first one. I'll roll a percentile.
Give me that percentile.
This is my second natural 1. I just had advantage last time, so I skipped out on it. 26.
That would be a awkward fumble.
Burn.
Fits Endien.
Well,
Cramp. You take a 1d4 penalty to your next 2 attacks.
God damn it.
And cramp.
I'm already rolling like piss.
Okay, so you will
I'm already
take...
minusing 5 from a sharpshooter.
Oh, yeah, never mind. That's what it was. Never mind. Cool. So, yeah, so 1d4 from your next 2. Oh, yeah, because that's the rest of your attacks this turn.
I only have 1 more attack this turn because I only have 3 attacks on my first shot.
Okay.
So, how about a -4?
-4. Yes, you dashed over here to try and shoot. You slipped on the ice a bit and got a cramp, missing your attack, and then because of that same cramp, you missed your second attack. Thellum, you've just seen this commotion.
What? No, what can you do?
Eldritch Blast.
Is the Manticore on the ground, or is it still
It's in
flying?
the air. It's in the air.
Okay.
Yep.
Oh, okay. Thank you for saying that. I was about to go in.
Yeah, it's about 30 feet in the air. It was starting to come down, to look around, and then as soon as it saw Nathaniel, it went to strike and got struck.
I should have went up the tree. I would have bonked it. Oh well. I started blasting. I'll just blast.
So anyways, it started blasting.
I could have avoided all this if I just used rope trick.
I rolled a 12. That does not hit.
That does not hit. That's correct.
Oh, that hits. 18.
That does hit. One of your thunderous bolts bonks him.
5.
5.
I need it on the ground. Am I within range of its tail?
Yes.
Oh.
For the because it shoots out spikes from the end of its tail.
Mm-hmm. Can I?
No.
No, I cannot. Okay, you're right.
You right.
You're right. I was gonna try to see if I could dash using a key point or run without getting hit.
I mean, you wouldn't. It couldn't just attack you while you're running anyway.
Oh, it can.
So- No, sorry. When it attack of opportunities doesn't really work for range. He's doing a ranged thing,
Oh,
and it wouldn't work with that.
I keep thinking the tail's melee. Yeah,
No,
I'm
that's
gonna-
fair.
Usually, but not in this case, because he's throwing spikes is what he's
Yeah.
doing.
Okay, I'm gonna. Can I run to the nearest tree so I could possibly climb it? My next turn. And
You
use
could
it
use
as
your
cover.
action. Oh, you already attacked. So yeah, you could run
Yeah.
to it. Yeah. So there's the one that Endien's next to, or there's a few others.
Not the one that Endien next to.
Then yeah, go ahead and.
I do that.
Okay. Ildatha bursts from hiding, and he starts using his multicolored feathered cloak. He starts using that for flight, and he's able to get that to like flap like owl wings for him. And he like flips his wing upwards, and feathers dart out from it, trying to attack this thing. First one's gonna hit. The second one's gonna hit. Third one's gonna hit. Fourth one's gonna miss. And fifth is gonna miss. So 3 of them got in. And he shoots it for 18 damage as these darts fly from his cloak into the Manticore. Then it's the Manticore's turn, and it is going to book it.
Hooray, we won!
Yeah, so it looks like real battered and like bloody at this point as it starts to fly offwards.
Oh, no, you don't.
Yeah,
You're in range, bitch.
if you'd like to. It is your turn.
No, I'm
What?
not going to.
Where was I?
Did I skip
didn't
you?
get a turn.
Oh, sorry, Ildatha
We
went.
just know you can't do anything.
Yeah. You're stuck to the ground. That's right. Sorry. Okay. Well, Ildatha will go after you. Or we can just add you in now before the Manticore runs.
Yeah. Okay. You said it is a. Is it my action to try to pull out of this spike, or just a check?
A check would take your action. Yeah.
Okay. Cool.
So you can either stay there or you can try and rip it out.
I'm gonna do a third option, and I'm gonna face step 30 feet towards this Manticore.
There you go. Yeah, you're free of the pin.
And I am
Painless.
going to I move 30 feet so that I'm basically underneath it. But it's too high up. All of you would notice, Endien would probably especially take notice. As I land, there is this small like gout of flame that envelops me as I land, melts some of the snow around me.
Envelop me.
And then I think I'm just going to shoot an ice knife up at this Manticore. Ooh, that's a 19 to hit.
That it?
Animal's bloodthirsty.
I need a dexterity saving throw from it, please.
Fails.
Cool. It's going to take 9 piercing damage, and then another 9 cold damage as
it explodes.
Yeah, and as as the fire is dissipating some of that melted snow, Nathaniel just like throws up into the air, coalesces into an ice spike into the creature's belly. And one last thing, for my movement, I fly up 30 feet. I activate my boots of flying as small wings appear out of his nice boots, so I am now level with the Manticore.
You're gonna have to hold on for that.
Okay.
I need you to make a dexterity save.
That's a 5.
So the ice knife launches into this thing's belly and just erupts with ice shrapnel, and the thing drops on you. Boom! You were unable to get out of the way, so you will take 6 bludgeoning damage as this thing collapses on you. But you guys, he would have had 2 health left. I brought him down to 2 health with Ildatha, and then
Oh, nice.
Yeah, just the slightest little bit could have killed him. He was already wanting to run away, but he was already in the middle of striking Nathaniel when Endien dropped him so hard. So he's like, nope. Yeah, so this thing just collapses on top of you. I guess as everyone tries to come help dig you out of the snow unless you want to teleport again.
I probably wouldn't. What I would probably do is turn into a bear and then just like, because I'm then a large creature, force my way out.
This thing just falls onto someone else. Yeah, no. You guys, the Manticore of the mountains has been slain. I knew it wasn't going to be too bad because it is a CR3 monster. But its spikes are pretty ugly. First day, that's really mostly the trouble you guys get into as you guys are coming through is this stuff.
I would like to take some part of this as proof that we killed it. Probably not its head, because that would be a bit cumbersome to take with us, but possibly like what remains of its tail spikes, like chop off that end of the tail with the spikes on it still. Like
the tail stalk, where you just get the tail bud.
Mm-hmm.
You get this Manticore tail as a prized possession as you let the corpse slowly get drifted into snow and freezes.
Actually,
Thellum
would take something for Darius.
Oh.
He has high enough survival to try and... Well, hopefully high enough survival. He has a +5.
Yeah.
To butcher this thing. But he just doesn't know what to take. What the fuck are Manticore?
If you could get some of the tail spikes. I don't know if Nathaniel let you have a couple of them or not.
Oh.
Nathaniel?
Yes.
Ooh.
Hey, Nathaniel. Can I take a gift for a friend?
Oh, yes, of course. I'll pull out several of the tail spikes for Thellum. My thought was, if this is close enough to the pen's grounds, that we may use this as a goodwill gesture, that we've slayed a beast that may have been preying or near their lands, that we have goodwill towards them.
What if... Well, wait, I don't know if this is applicable to... because different cultures. But a town we visited, there was a great beast that protected them. I don't know if this would be the same for the centaur.
I'm assuming not, but would I be aware of any of that type of situation for the Pen of Light?
Either give me a history or a nature. Wait, not nature.
Could I do a religion?
Give me a nature or survival. Or history. Either of those three.
We'll do survival, because that's my best stat. Oh, so close. It was almost 19, but it rolled to a 9, so that's an 11 total.
You've not heard of much of anything about this Manticore at all. And like I've said before, you don't keep tabs on the Pen of Light either. So what happens up here, you know somewhat notable things like the new Green Faith, but maybe this thing Manticore just has not been on your radar.
Okay. I'm not aware of anything like that. I would imagine if they did venerate any creature, it would be the creature that they protect, as opposed to something that protects them.
Nah, you're the expert. I'm not of these lands.
Yeah, but I also don't. Mostly what I've heard is rumors and major events. I don't know much about the pen themselves beyond generalities. But yes, certainly. And again, I'll pull off 5, 6, 4, 5, how many ever you would want of the spikes.
It's like how much you would be willing.
Yeah, I think I would leave a couple on there, just as this thing wasn't decrepit when we found it, and we fought it essentially.
Yeah. And you have a wound to show for it. Yeah. Is there anything you guys want before I bring you to the nighttime?
Bring on the night, baby.
Bring on the night, baby. It's getting to drop in temperature quite a lot. Again, the Manticore is the only thing they've seen that was troubling for you guys on your way there. You might have seen like sparse fauna, like hares or something like that, but nothing really of note so far. Are you doing like a campfire, or are you guys just trying to keep it low key? So far, you don't know what's out here necessarily, but you haven't seen anything either.
I need a fire. I'm cold.
Yeah, like I'm not against having a fire, but would rather not if at all possible. Just because if we are getting into more tundra-like or mountainous area, I know we're going to be more exposed with any sort of light. Like there's nothing to really hide behind unless we can find some sort of a little cave we can duck into. Yeah, but I'm not going to stop us from having a fire.
Yeah, so as the night goes on, I need Endien to make a con save with advantage.
Hey, girl. Hey, girl. Hey. That's 17.
17?
Yep.
All right, yeah. You're able to get through the night between the fire and the furs. You're doing pretty warm like the rest of them. So what is going to go on from now is we're going to do a little bit more scouting for day 2 in the mountains. If Nathaniel is doing the survival, he can do the survival with advantage because Ildatha is able to keep scouting.
Yeah, sorry, I was
no problem.
taking my official long rest so that all my stuff reset.
Yeah, also remember, we're still doing slow healing. So you can heal with resting with your hit dice, and then, but you don't go to full after a long rest. You just get more hit dice you just refresh all your hit dice to use.
Yeah, so I have to do that real quick.
Real quick, I see.
This is the first time we've had combat over days. Everything has been like you spend a few days, you get into the shit of it for a few hours, and then you go home cranky. You're traveling up. It's getting to be more steep and rocky. There are still trees. They're a little bit more sparse now, but there are still like pines and spruces as you're making your way up. It's very rocky. It's going to start getting to be hard trekking.
Hard trekking.
You guys are on the west or eastern side of the mountain range. As you're heading up, you might see out into beyond whatever like snowfall or clouds. You might see like in the distance the view of the bay, where the bay of water that separates the court and Zeradan. It's a nice ocean view. What?
Horizon Zero Dawn?
Horizon Zero Dawn, no.
Okay, sorry. I switched out a spell too.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah. Survival, you said?
Yep. Advantage, because Ildatha is scouting with you.
Ooh, that's a 19.
19.
So close.
All right. Add 10% to the percentile. That would be a plus 20 for the survival and a negative 10 for the campfire.
Who wants to roll this one?
Kyle.
75.
Ooh, nice.
75. Way better than last one.
Wait, with a plus 10?
Yeah.
85.
85.
Nice.
All right.
Not allowed to roll percentiles anymore.
As you guys are getting into these rocky terrain, you note Ildatha a little bit more casually than he was before comes back down to you guys, and he flips back and he's like, I see people.
Are they centaurs? Do they seem to be of the pen or others?
No, I believe they look like a scouting party of orcs.
Mm.
Do they have any green clothing on them?
Could be gray orcs, you don't know.
Yeah. No, they don't.
Okay.
They might just live in the outskirts up here, or they could just be a scouting party for Zeradan. I'm unsure either way. They wear no official bearings, at least.
I mean, to be safe either way, I can still disguise myself. We have plenty of days until we get there. I'll get him back. Plus, it'll get Thellum used to what I look like. Slowly introduce it to him.
Yes. Also, I mean, if it doesn't take us too far out of our way, we can avoid speaking any interactions. That would be better, not knowing what their intentions may be. So Zeradan is the nation on the other side of the mountain range?
Yep, it's like the tundra that, so the mountain and the bay split off into Zeradan, which is ruled by a dwarven king, also known as Zeradan. I believe it's Zeradan the Third. Yep, Zeradan the Third.
This is not my Nathaniel's strong suit. Are orcs a welcome part of Zeradan society, or are they unwelcome there?
So the nation itself, their largest population are dwarves. It is also a... give me a history check, actually. Give me a history check.
11.
11. Endien also would be able to make this check.
Which kind of check was it again? History?
History, yep.
Natural 20 for a 23.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm a
Endien...
diplomat, you know.
Yeah, because Zeradan is the bordering to the North Country, the nation of Zeradan used to be various different populations lived there. However, they were always fighting and warring. And even before the Librarian Association helped kind of usher in an era of peace, Zeradan specifically became united under a leader named Zeradan, and so they named the nation after him, a dwarven man. And it's like kind of a united nation of dwarves, trolls, giants. There are a lot of outskirt tribes that, as long as they're not a hindrance to Zeradan, they live peacefully. So, for instance, the Pen of Light live off on these outskirts, in these border mountains. There might be orc populations, maybe gnome populations, such words that populate this entire area. So it's not like they're more of independent factors, I guess.
Okay.
These orcs, likely.
Yeah, they are probably working on their own, but now she waves her hand in front of her face, and her visage changes to that of Eladrin with a lighter pink skin with freckles and darker pink hair, this thick hair that comes down and chunks into curls.
Indien's a VTuber now,
essentially. And she has her eyes are sky blue, and she has it's like a flower bulb that's opened up as her hat. She's essentially a 90s cartoon character focused towards females.
Yeah.
Oh,
if she had giant butterfly wings, she'd just be a fairy.
Yeah, the fucking Digimon, that aesthetic.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
Except it's a green flower bulb. That's her hat, yeah.
So they're coming through. They don't look like they're immediately aware of you guys.
Yeah, just kind of stay away from them. Endien doesn't look like a royal anymore, so that's probably good. They don't just find a random royal wandering around.
Yeah. Are you guys hiding out of the way, or are you just hoping that you guys can pass each other without issue?
Yeah, I wouldn't want to hide because I don't want them to think we're trying to ambush them. So just trying to move around them, giving them enough
wide
space.
berth.
Yeah. But not specifically hiding.
So you guys start getting, you're a little bit distanced from each other, but eventually they do notice you guys and they halt. Hail!
I look up.
It's probably better if we don't let Thellum do any of the diplomacy between groups.
I've kind of gathered that.
What was that?
Hello. Well met.
What brings thou here?
We
You're a long way from home.
Yes. My lifestyle as one of a wanderer. I have business with one of the tribes here in the mountains.
Which tribe are you looking for?
I guess is the Pen of Light, are they another druid type circle, or are they like
Yes.
what? Okay, I have business with another circle here, the Pen of Light.
They stop. They start like murmuring to each other a bit.
What business brings you here?
We're a scouting party for our own tribe. We live in these mountains.
We mean no disrespect if we have crossed into your lands. We will be on our way as soon as possible.
What need of you with the Pen of Light?
That is more information than I wish to give out to strangers on the road. You understand, it is not dangerous times, but we have just met.
They stop and they start murmuring to each other again.
How many of them are there?
There's 3.
If I see, can I just hold an action? If one of them starts grabbing for a weapon,
Yeah.
I'll start blast.
Is there something that any others could assist you with out in these parts?
I do not believe so. I have specific goals. Why? Is there something wrong with the pen? Do they have some troubles?
They murmur to each other some more as they sound like they're bickering at this point.
Do-
Give me a
do-
persuasion check.
Ooh. Do they have some warm coats for you guys?
That's a 6.
Ugh.
Neither of my characters are charisma based.
Our idiot is charisma based, unfortunately.
Look,
Are
my
you
deck
friend?
is higher than my character.
Are you friend or foe to the pen? It is very unusual that you would know of their location up here, let alone their existence.
As I said, they are another circle that I wish to entreat with. Even in the basest of terms, many circles are aware of each other. We do not communicate often, but it is beneficial for sharing of knowledge that we have general whereabouts.
It is very clear, then, that you have not spoken in a while.
What
Again,
happened?
Yes, what has happened to the pen?
I suppose you shall see on yourself if you
I-
will make it there.
Can I do a fucking insight check on these
Yeah.
dudes?
Yeah.
It broke.
Son of a
Right out of
bitch.
10.
I only got a 7. I got a fucking 2.
They're just so hard. They're hard to read. They're so far away from you, and you guys are, like shouting to each other in the winds.
Even, like, regardless of the insight check, Nathaniel's hackles are a bit raised.
Yeah.
And even almost unconsciously takes a slight step forward. What has happened to the pen? Has something befallen them? I would like to not walk into unknown situations.
It is clear that thou art going to be walking into unknown areas regardless. But if you are meant to find them, then you will, and you will find less than you hope for. And they start walking back, continuing their walk.
Why are they speaking in riddles?
Speaking of
Why
riddles,
were
you
they
guys
lying
can't
about the
roll
weather?
high.
I wish I knew. I haven't worked with Orcish tribes before. I don't believe I've ever actually traveled in this area. So I don't know what they could even be referring to. Oh, shoot. Do I know? Let me look back at information that Nathaniel knows.
Nothing.
Likely. No. So Nathaniel, it could... This green pact, or whatever the fuck they're called. New green. Perhaps the pen and them had an altercation. I don't know why they would, but perhaps the pen did not come out on the winning side of that.
Well, the new green are looking for the queen's beast.
Oh.
I can't remember. Did you even mention the new green to us earlier? I know it was mentioned to you. I can't remember if you said anything to us about it, though.
Oh, I think I would have. I don't think I've actually said it, but that wouldn't be something I would withhold.
Okay. then that wouldn't have been something I withheld either.
Yeah. That, I mean, may complicate, but may also make our lives easier if there are fewer of them. There are then fewer. They're in a more desperate position than previously, so that may work in our advantage.
Maybe the ones I hate, Endien, are gone.
I think as a group they dislike me, not just
Yes.
individuals.
Well,
But if this new green is hunting the beast, then they may soften on their position with that new knowledge. But we should continue on and see what these orcs speak of then.
All right, and you continue on, and night starts to fall.
No longer hot.
It's no longer hot. You are now in a point where both moons almost look full, but they're not quite. And we shall leave it for next episode.
I was wondering. I was looking at the
Yeah.
time. I'm like, this is
Yeah.
a long-ass episode we've recorded.
Yeah. If you want to talk to me about how long recording is, you can hit me up on Twitter at BumbleScum. That's with a K. If you want to ask about how long we record for usually, you can always hit up IDL at _RPGS. Wait, did I say that? At IDL _RPGS. Okay. If you want to just talk to your fellow bookheads, you can always use the hashtag IDL. If you would like to ask Adam what Nathaniel knows but Endien doesn't, you can always hit him up at Twitter at Little Growth. If you would like to know, ask BakaZombie about where they are in the world, you can always hit them up at BakaZombie or at Zombie Baka. And Kyle can't hear you. He's in a tree, or he's walking to one.
He's got his AirPods in. He can't hear you.
He's got his AirPods in. He's looking for hail. All right, bye.